now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here today. Thank
Appreciate
you. I tell you what, Wade, I've seen you all over the place now. At first, we thought it was just parties. We heard your voice on the radio, and when I heard your voice and first met you, I thought I was going to meet someone 6'5", 400 pounds. And the youngest in charge, a little guy with big dreams.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of those dreams. Where'd they start?
Man, when it comes to a start, like, I don't even know where to start, because I think that everything that I've done has always led up to where I am now, all the way from my parents buying me a record player when I was 5, led to me being in elementary school playing the violin, to middle school playing the trumpet, to rapping, and all of that is just, I grew up on music to the point that I started rapping, and then it led to me being on the radio, which wasn't even something that I thought was going to happen. But then also the drive to be successful and kind of forget about my childhood, be better than what life was in my childhood, has just made me into a businessman.
Well, let's talk about that. You're in high school and you're thinking about college. North Carolina Central's around the corner. What made you decide that college was something you had to have?
Because nobody in my family graduated. Nobody in my family had a degree, so that was really, to me, the only reason to go to college.
And when you got there, what kept you there?
I think what kept me there was like all of the relationships that I had built with people, and like I had started working with the street team. So being on the street team, it was interesting. It was something fun to do, and I was able to see where I could possibly make some money doing stuff like that.
Now expound on that. Folk that don't know what a street team is, what is that?
At the time, this was my freshman year at Central, we were going to all of the dorms, door to door. We would knock on the door and let everybody know about the homecoming concert, which that year was a Lil Wayne concert. And I mean, just the whole experience of promoting an event was, to me, just something big that I was like, yo, I could turn this right here into a real hustle.
Well, I'll tell you, you must have been good at it, because you do it better than anybody here in the Triangle. People know when they see a Wade Banner flyer, there's going to be a quality event and people are going to show. Most folk don't know you're an entertainer in your own right. That's where your start came from. Let's talk about Wade Banner, the artist, when you were in college.
I was part of a group called The Prospects. We had a lot of music. What really made us big wasn't even the music as much as the grind, and at the time, that's when Facebook first got hot. So we had this group called The Prospects Got Next, and we added people. We didn't know any of the people. We were adding them all as our friend on Facebook, and then we would have them join our group. And then when they joined the group, for some reason, they just felt like, dang, all these people in this group, The Prospects must be a big deal. So then everybody just looked at us like, they didn't know who we were, but they didn't want to say that they didn't know, because they felt like they would be the only ones that didn't know. We eventually made the anthem for the school, and that was just, at that point, we just blew up.
How did that happen?
Basically, it started, I was a theater major when I first got to school, because I really wanted to act and be in movies, but then I felt like, that drama degree wasn't going to do nothing for me, so I switched to mass communication. And while I was there, I was like, well, since that's radio, I like to play my own music, so I started this thing called Campus Celebrity Radio, where I was really the star of the show. Me and my rap partner, we would play our music, but we'd also play other local artists.
So a little dirty boxing going on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Self-promotion.
So the whole thing was all about promoting myself. We started doing shows on campus, and we would perform at the shows, but host the shows, and it was just about building the brand. And then K97 just so happened to have been looking for someone new, and my grind at that point, nobody could really match my grind at that time. And so my teacher told them about me, and they listened to a promo that I did for the show where I was rapping on the promo, and felt like it was so creative they wanted to hire me.
Well, if anybody hears commercials on the radio in the Triangle area, they'll find that Wade Banner actually voices most of those commercials off of this radio station. Where did that talent come from? Was that something you learned from Brian Dawson?
Actually, I think that might be one of those things that you're just born with. I have no idea. Maybe I had the voice for it. I never even thought that I had the voice for radio until someone said, yo, you sound good on the radio. I never even thought that. And And really, it is nothing more than just I project when I'm on the radio. Most of the people, I think almost 100% of the people that work at this station have either graduated, I think everybody's graduated, or has been an intern. And I was able to get in without doing either one of them.
What kept you in? When you do that internship, you get some of those skills that you need to stick and stay. It sounds as if some of the skills you learned at the campus were able to promote you forward, so when you got to the radio station, you hit the ground running. Is that the case?
Sort of. What I really learned out of college was never allow anyone to be better than me. I was very, very competitive. Like, whether you like me or not, I always had it in my mind that you'll never feel like you're doing a better job than me. And if you ever are doing a better job than me, then I'm going to stay up as late as I need to make sure that I'm more prepared than you the next time.
Well, it sounds like, Brian Dawson talked to us earlier, and he talked about research, sweat equity, learning something from someone else. And he talked about working for a gentleman for an entire week. And he learned his skills, and he told the gentleman, I don't want to make any money. I just want to follow you, and you answer every question I ask. When you hooked up with Brian Dawson and you wanted to learn some of your business acumen, what were some of the things that were important for you to learn from him right away?
Just every single aspect of putting together an event. Like, every single thing from how do you come up with the idea, how do you figure out what place to go to, the audience to target, how do you figure out pricing, just every single aspect of an event. I wanted to learn that from him. And he's paid me for a lot of stuff, but really I didn't come into it expecting to get paid. It was just, hey, can I learn this from you? I want to do this for myself.
And now, are you finding that just the opposite is happening? You're finding young people looking at you saying, hey, wait, how are you doing this? How are you going to choose your next person that you mentor?
Honestly, anybody that wants to help, I feel like I should just help you out. If you want the help, then I'll try my best to help you out. I know, of course, at some point, it's going to get to the point where it's like, I just can't help this many people. At that point, I'll probably get with you and we'll put together like instructional videos.
There you go. There you go. I like that. Say that again. I like when you said get with me.
I'm going to get with you and we'll do some instructional videos and help out everybody. I just feel like if you have the willingness to learn, then you should be able to do what you want to do.
All right, well, I want you to look right into that camera and tell the young people the turn-offs. You have people calling you all the time. I know your phone blows up and people want to be where you're at and do what you do. But what are some of the things that you know from that initial conversation they're not the one that's going to help you?
The biggest turn-off ever, and I tell this a million times and people still do it, is don't act like you know me. I know it sounds rude the way that I'm saying it, but you got to understand from my point of view, like, I come from the streets. So don't feel like, oh, well, I come from the streets too. Let me walk up to him like, yo, Wade Banner, what's good, homie? Yo, I got this joint that I'm trying to do and blah, blah. Because at the end of the day, this is a business. So if I look at you like you're not a business person, then I'm not really trying to help you out, because in the end, I feel like it's not going to help either one of us. If it's not beneficial to both of us, then it's not going to be, it's not something that I'm looking forward to doing. So I like when people come up to me and they're professional about whatever they want to do, because I've always been professional about it. I don't say, yo, I'm from the hood, so that's just how I am. I'm going to act like that. Like, no, you just have a business about yourself.
Well, that's good to hear. And what I want to talk about now is shifting gears. You DJ. Mm-hmm. You're a radio on-air personality. You do promoting. You're an artist that's about to drop his own album. Mm-hmm. Team Tokyo, where did they come from? Team
Tokyo, we all came out of Durham, and so basically, like, they had, what prompted us to work together was they had a song that they did based on DJ Conceit did a dance that he would call Swimming, or Stroke on Him became the song that Dev approached them and was like, yo, can I do a song to your dance? They did the song together. The song was big. I had talked to them at one point and I was like, yo, you know anything about BDS and all of that? And they were looking like, what? Nah. And I was like, yo, let me help you. And so I started helping them out. Our relationship built even more, and it just got to the point that we became like a little powerhouse.
So you also manage a group. What would you tell a young person that wants to make it, and they're thinking, well, you know what, I can manage this artist, or I can start a record label, or I can make it in the entertainment industry. I don't have to worry about getting the radio DJ to play my stuff. It's going to be hot anyway. What kind of obstacles is he facing?
You could possibly do it without radio, but I'm thinking radio is gonna make it a whole lot easier. But also, at the end of the day, when you get into the music business, you really got to be in it for the love. Because if you're just doing it just to make money, it really doesn't work like that. You'll be doing it for years and years, and you'll be doing so much free stuff before you finally get that big break. So, I mean, it's a long process. So if you're not doing it for the love.
Well, Wade, we're going to talk about some of the many things that you do, but before we do that, I want to talk about the grind. Tyson McGlowan, he's a grinder, he's a promoter. Brian Dawson, he grinds, he's a talk show host for his new television show, radio, parties. You're a Team Tokyo manager, your own group, your own media interest. How much time do you spend in the day working at this function, and when do you sleep?
If I'm awake, then I'm working. I'm always working. But see, it's not really work because it's fun at the same time. So if it's researching stuff, if it's promoting, I'm having fun while I'm doing it. I'm starting to work a little bit less now because people that know me know I got 3 kids now. So I'm a family man too. So as much time as I can get in with the family, I'm trying to do that. But the grind to me has always been the most important thing ever, because I wish I had the numbers, but I've always read stuff that says how many people want to be an actor or want to be a rapper or want to be a radio personality. And so it has to be something that sets you apart from all of those people. For instance, here at K97, it's a lot of people that want the job, but there's maybe 5 or 6 of us that are on the radio. Some of the people that are on the radio have been here for 10 years, some for 3 years. I've been here for 3 years. And when you look at, okay, how do I get my foot in the door? Obviously somebody has to get out the way for you to come in. So it's not like something where you're good and you get in the door. So at that point, then you got to really just figure out, okay, how can I grind so that the next person that leaves, I get that spot and not somebody else? Because if Brian leaves and someone else takes his spot, I could be waiting for another 10 years to get that spot.
It could take a while. So let's talk about your educational pursuits. You're not far away from achieving your degree. Brian talks about going on to get his master's. At the end of the day, and your 4 years is done, what is it Wade Banner's going to do? Are you going after your master's? Where does education play a part in your life? I
believe I will go for my master's. I kept going back and forth in my mind. I never really wanted to do the college thing, but then I still decided to go. It would be good for somebody in my family to have a degree, especially for the kids. It makes it a lot easier for them to want to get their degree. But then also, I had a conversation with Brian once where he was talking about all of the people that hate on him. But he says to him, it doesn't even matter because he has a 2-year degree, he has a 4-year degree, and then he has a master's degree. So he actually put in work. And so I feel like, okay, well, if I'm going to that level too, then I need to go ahead and put in that work. I can't just be, oh yeah, he was a good entertainer. I need people to know he was smart. He got his master's degree, so
well,
I think I will go get mine.
That's phenomenal. You're sitting here with how many children now? 2? 2 and
well,
a third
3
on the
any
way.
day. Yeah,
third's on the
My
way,
third any day.
And yet you're spending 15, 20 hours, a day grinding, trying to get it done. Lastly, I just want you to look into that camera and tell young people, look, if you're thinking about making it in the entertainment industry, this is the one thing that's going to help you be successful. What would that thing be?
I think the one thing is having God in your life, because I could say that it's the grind, but actually being in this industry has made me learn this industry will drive you crazy. You'll change, you'll become a different person, whether you want to or not. Because I remember being one of the ones that said, oh, when I get in the game, I'll never change. But once you're in it and you start to realize the type of people in the industry, you will start to change. So if you can't keep God first, it's going to be really hard for you to survive in an industry like this.
Well, we appreciate you saying that, and we found out that one of the common threads that bind each of the individuals that we interview is spirituality. And for you to profess that out front, we appreciate it. Wade, looking at camera, tell them, how do they get to you? What's the phone number, address, MySpace, all that stuff?
Basically, for booking, you got to go through my manager, Delisha Hatcher. You can either call her directly, 919-730-4986, or just follow me on Twitter, @Wade Banner. All right, we right here, 8001 Creedmoor Road, K97.5. I am the youngest in charge, Wade Banner. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, @Wade Banner.
In the same way or manner